3 doors, a manual transmission and a punchy engine. Those are the traditional prerequisites for a decent hot hatch. Yet today, the segment has clearly evolved. A case in point, the Volkswagen Polo GTI and the new Ford Fiesta ST. Both have 5 doors, both have the latest safety and technology, and both have punchy 147 kilowatt engines. Question is, which one is better on circuit? Let's find out. The hot hatch segment has come a long way since the original 3-door Volkswagen Golf GTI helped define the genre in the 1970s. These two are a perfect demonstration. Both cost about $32,000, have grown to 5 doors in their latest generations, and tip the scales at more than 1,200 kilograms each. Yet only one is available locally with a manual transmission, the Fiesta ST. So let's start with it. The Fiesta ST is a car that needs little introduction, and the latest generation has made a significant step change from its predecessors. Yes, it has grown in size and added a couple of doors, but underneath the bonnet, it's actually got smaller. It's got a new 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo-petrol engine that is smaller in capacity than its predecessor, but has the same 147 kilowatts on offer. That engine is paired to a 6-speed manual transmission. You've got a Quaife mechanical limited slip front differential, 278mm front disc, and that sticky Michelin rubber. Not a bad suite of kit for just over 30 grand. Officially, the 1.5 litre turbo triple in the Fiesta ST boasts the fastest 0 to 100 time here, 6.5 seconds. But even better than that, when you put all the underbody elements together, what you're getting is a car that speaks to all the traditional strengths of a hot hatch. It's fun, it's playful, and it has an inherent character to it thanks to that 3-cylinder engine. It also has no qualms putting its power down thanks to that mechanical front differential. With the classic stick shift, the Fiesta ST is also evolving, revving cleanly through the rev range and hitting peak power at a lofty 6,000 RPM. Those brakes retain their bite after back-to-back laps, working with ultra-sharp steering that offers less than 2 turns lock-to-lock to deliver a rewarding and compelling track experience. Now, it is surprisingly rare to see a hot hatch in the city-size segment these days, especially one with a manual transmission. But if I'm honest, the 6-speed in the Fiesta ST isn't really a highlight. It's got a long throw and the clutch take-up is relatively long as well. But even so, the city-size hot hatch, manual transmission with this level of fun for 30 grand, I'm a massive fan. When we talk about the evolution of a hot hatch, it's hard not to take notice of the physical size of a modern offering. Take the Polo GTI. It's 36 centimetres longer than the original Golf GTI, even though it's technically a segment below it. It's also 300 kilograms heavier. Now, on the road, that all translates to a little bit more rear seat space and a little bit more boot space in the case of the Polo GTI for this comparison, thanks to its longer wheelbase. Now, all the comparisons with the Golf are for good reason. Under the bonnet, the same EA 888 2-litre turbo petrol as what you'd find in the Golf GTI. Now, it has lesser outputs here, but you're still getting a pretty punchy 0 to 100 time of 6.7 seconds. Not hanging around. Elsewhere, the Polo GTI trumps the Fiesta ST with adaptive dampers, but it only gets an electronic front differential. The translation on circuit, it's a fantastic little hot hatch and it does adapt well to this Pheasant Wood facility. The steering is a little bit slower and a little bit lighter than the Fiesta ST, and the handling and agility isn't quite as sharp, which is reflective of this car's larger curb mass. But all in all, this is still a fun and potent little hot hatch. Ultimately, the Polo's inferior electronic diff, slower steering and Bridgestone rubber are no match for the Fiesta. It feels its weight more through changes in direction, and the DSG transmission is prone to some low-speed hesitation and won't always respond to manual commands. However, the GTI's superior low to mid-range performance quickly makes up for that down the straights.
It's true that both these cars are a long way removed from the original hot hatch blueprint, and that's a good thing. Both are safe, both are efficient, and neither impose any huge comfort compromises in order to achieve their levels of performance. But as for which one tackles the back roads, or even better, a circuit more effectively, well, that has to be the Ford Fiesta ST.